We're in.
Welcome to 3AR. The 3A stand for, along with the R, all action, all results. We're a entrepreneurial accountability group. Our main focus is to make sure we're progressing on our entrepreneurial projects in regards to our business and career. And along the way, we discuss mindset, strategies, resources, aha moments, anything that will help us to pursue our goals and improve our careers. So let's get this on. It's 60 minutes of success. We want to get all our content in within 60 minutes. That's usually our goal. So let's go ahead and proceed. Our first thing on the agenda, as always, is our 30-second elevator speech. If someone were to ask us what we do in 30 seconds, what do we do? I'll start off with I am Rudy Martinez. I own Rudy's Health and Fitness. It's a fitness studio in Long Beach, California. And I get people to lose weight, get them stronger. I eliminate their joint pain and manage their health issues and get them into the best shape of their lives. Johnny, what do you do?
Hi, my name is Johnny Costa. I am founder and investment manager of Influx Capital Management, and I'm a champion for the small guy, probably the only guy in America that brings out investing out performance to the small guy. And the small guy is anyone with assets under between $5,000 and $500,000, and that's me.
Okay, I'll have to work up to that minimum. As far as
What about a super small?
But back up,
what
but
about the
or I didn't want
tiny
to say
guy?
this too,
Do you do
but
anything
but
for like the really,
or
really minute guy?
or to have the ability to yes, I do actually, I really do. And actually, yeah, that's for a whole nother call. I don't want to get off my vision, so I gotta stay.
All right,
I'm
all
done.
right. Graham,
Yeah, my name's Graham. I'm the director at Native Speakers Academy. We're a private school that promotes lifelong holistic learning techniques. Essentially, we do two things. We teach the English language and we offer life coaching. And that's it.
wow.
Okay, now I know your vision.
Yes, Jackie, and I'm sorry to always make you last, but you're last on my screen when I look across.
Oh, I don't mind.
I see
So hi,
Johnny first, Graham second, and then I see you. From left to right. So just letting you know that.
I'm
Jackie,
cool with it. Okay, I'm Jackie Chiatti. My website is probiztechnology.com. And what I do is I help employers save money and employee frustration by teaching their employees how to effectively use the software they already have. So we provide software training, and our students report saving up to 100 hours a year based on what they learn in our classes.
Jackie
Ta-da.
just has her stuff down. Like Jackie has said that from the very beginning. Like you know what you do. I think we need to lead by your example, some. Okay.
Well, Jackie has been practicing this for 4 years, so
Okay.
just that little speech.
All
Wow.
right. So okay. So I don't
So,
have the agenda in front
so
of me.
I
The
got another. I
agenda.
got another 4 years to go before I get to that point.
I know we got to catch up.
There you go.
Okay, so let's go ahead and share one aha moment that you might have come across in the last week. Jackie, why don't you start? Anything that's come across, any revelation that?
Yes. So I think this came, I'm not sure where this came from, but I heard it somewhere. It was like a kick in the pants. It was, if you spend the next 5 years the way you spent, I'm sorry, if you spend every day the way you spent today, where will you be in 5 years? And so just a question to ask. And so as I ask the question, then I begin to dive deeper into it. So if I'm out doing my workout, I'm like, okay, if I walk every day for 5 years, where will that get me at the end of 5 years? So just kind of thinking about that on a daily basis, whether it's your work or your personal relationships or whatever the case may be. If I eat dinner with my family every night, where's our relationship going to be in 5 years? So that's my aha.
Fantastic. Okay, Graham.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this for a good 30 seconds, and I'm not sure that I've had any earth-shattering aha revelations in the last week, although the stuff runs through my head like a train all the time. So I had this thought today, which is that where I'm going for me seems to be far more important than why I'm going there. I don't even know what that means. It's just something that popped into my head. So I've been thinking a little bit about where is it that I'm going? Not why or what, but where for a while. So I'm going to see where that takes me.
All right. Johnny.
Like the only aha I got was doing my vision video this morning and going through it afterwards. I got a lot more clarity, and that's probably the aha. And then yeah, and I think too, and I wouldn't have gotten there if Graham wouldn't have prodded me, or all of us actually, to get that done. So I just, I did it, and it was actually it was a huge, like, just really, it really brought everything to life, and actually brought it into my life. So that's my aha.
Yeah, I think it's one thing I've been discussing with a few people on the Facebook group is just getting verbally things out. Really, I think changes. It makes things real, and then the things that aren't really real, you see there's no substance to them. So I think getting out, just like, again, we talked about being introverted, we think in our heads a lot. So I think it's more important for introverts to verbalize a lot of what they're thinking in their heads, so they can basically clear out the trash. So that's great. That's good to hear. For me, it's been an ongoing uh-oh moment, or I don't know if it's been an uh-oh moment or aha moment. I was discussing this with Graham on Tuesday, and it's about legacy and my why, and just talking about vision versus ambition and how much material success I want, and how I really don't crave that much material success, but the legacy of it, the legacy of a stronger financial foundation for the family, to have that resource for education and travel and experience, is going to extend generations down the line. And that's probably something I want to think about more when I'm trying to find motivation for getting up. That's the why that I think is going to push me harder than anything else, because for me, I'm a very simple man. I have very simple comforts. I don't even have an office. I'm here on my recliner in the living room, as people can see.
That's not your
But
office?
no, this is the living room. Now you'll see. I have a plan to hopefully have the view of the beach. I can't see the beach from exactly right here, but you can see the beach from the house. So uh, I'm very comfortable with the success that I'm getting, the speed of success, but because I have a family and I'm going to have that legacy of hopefully generations of family, that's my why. That's like, okay, well, I'm not just doing it for my family right now, but I'm doing it for opportunity for my family generations down the line. And I think that's something that I think is going to resonate with me more, as far as staying motivated to improve my career, my business, and my financial opportunities. So, and that'll be a big part of my vision statement, Johnny. I've been thinking about it. I just have to pull the trigger on that. So, all right. So let's go ahead and move on. The next thing was resources, I believe. New resources or tools or books or anything you want to talk about that, like, hey, this really is coming in handy this week. I'm glad I found this out. We'll start with Graham, because I know he had something he really wanted to say.
Yeah, just remind me what it was, and I'll say it. Yeah, I use a lot of different resources. So here's my recommendation for this week. Mailchimp. Surprise, surprise.
Mm.
I've been using that for newsletters, what I call newsletters or mailouts or info mailouts, extremely easy to use. And I surveyed like the top 10 different systems for mailing out, and that came in as the easiest one to use. And it's got a free introductory system to it, so you can get into it and learn how to do it. One of the best things about it is that it has set templates that you can then edit, so you can use one of their templates to begin with, and then you can add in your own templates, and then you can set up a template for a weekly mail out, which means that it really does only take you about 20 minutes to create a new template or a new mail from the old mail using a template, and get it out to everybody every week. And I think that anything that you can do in a short space of time with a system like that is absolutely fantastic. And it's very graphically orientated, and it does more things than you can ever imagine. There we go. So MailChimp is fantastic. Totally recommend that. And if anybody wants, I will run through a tutorial online with them through Skype, no problem, anytime, and I'll show you how it works for me. Just adding to that very quickly, I've been using Google Documents for the last 3 weeks, and I'm wondering why I haven't been using it ever before, because it's the most amazing, simple way of sharing documents between all my computers and my tablet and my phone, and I don't know why I didn't use it before. Final recommendation, Picasa for graphics. I work with a lot of different graphics in the work that I do, and I need something where I can take an image and change it quickly, work with it, and I used that for creating the latest AAR logo. And it's just a way of taking any image and changing it within 30 seconds into whatever you want it to be. It's a fantastic tool. Dude, it done.
Great. All right. Let's say Johnny. Johnny, do you have any resources?
Nothing to share.
Well, nothing.
No.
Well, tell us
Sorry.
what have you been reading this week? What have you been listening to?
Yeah,
As far as
that's a good question. I want to know what he's been listening to. What he's
Oh,
been
God.
filling your
well, you
head
can
with.
tell us what's your most motivational music. What's that?
You know, it's actually been an obsessive week. I've been listening to companies' earnings calls. That's the most exciting thing.
Is that rock or what?
Yeah, what genre is that?
Yeah, that's really that is no genre. You know, I've been pouring through. I'm listening to conference calls. I've been pouring through the internet, doing research. I've been pouring through financials, and I'm sorry to say that's all. Oh, but you know, I will actually say this now that it reminds me. I have been on a slight Gary Vaynerchuk I don't know what you call it, a path, and I'm not sure why, and I'm not sure I completely like him. I'm sure I completely like his message, but there's some things that resonate with me, and some things that I really reject. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think Gary Vaynerchuk and Tim Ferriss are totally opposite ends of the spectrum. I mean, Tim Ferriss always preaches economy of work, where, you know, minimum amount of work, maximum amount of gain. And Vaynerchuk is like, I work, you know, from when I wake up to when I fall asleep, and that's it. You know, and I think E.T.'s more in that line where, you know, he's always grinding. But like there's some happy medium, because with Ryan Lee, who I follow, he's a friend of Gary Vaynerchuk. Well, they're associates. And he actually even said in an email today or a few days ago that, you know, he admires him, but, you know, he's like, I have a family. I coach my kids, you know, little league games. You know, I've built my business so that I am done by 3:30 every day, you know. And that's kind of resonates with me as a family. You know, it's like you want to have that financial gain, I think, for your family, just like I was saying, but you want to know who they are. You want to make sure, especially when in their growing years, they're getting the right influences, and they know that you have their back. So, yeah, I think you take, depending on your lifestyle of choice, as far as your work ethic and your personal life, you have to kind of figure out which people you're going to really feel resonate with you. So I see that with him. You know, I listened to a few of his things, and he was like a madman as far as work. And it's like, well, good for him.
Yeah, but you know what? I will say this though is that I heard an interview of his over the weekend, and he really did say, yeah, he's a maniac Monday through Friday, 6 in the morning to midnight. But on the weekends, he spends it all with his daughter and his family, and he's biting the bit to go to work on Monday morning.
Yeah. I couldn't even do that. Getting the kids up in the morning, getting the girls up in the morning every morning. Like, I don't do it every morning. I'm at home, like today, Tuesday and Thursdays. I'm at home. I'm not at my gym. So, yeah, it's like there's always something. There's always something. And to say I'm only there on the weekends. Maybe when they were younger, it was a little different for them. And now that if they're older, I can see that. But yeah, I always find it hard to accept people's blanket statements of their lifestyle, having lived 49 years and knowing that every day has different challenges. So, all right. Resources, Jackie?
Sorry, I have to unmute. Not sure if this falls into a resource, but this is kind of important, so I thought I would share with all of us because I think it would help. I would just encourage you that as you're pricing your services, always price them as if you have to pay somebody to do that same work, because this is some of the what I've been coming up against with a training contract. I'm using an instructor, and as a class, I don't teach, so I can't even teach it if I wanted to. And I'm using an instructor, and there are things that I would do if I was teaching the class, but like extra bonuses, but I cannot afford to offer them because I have to pay somebody else to deliver them. So even if it's something like administrative work or doing the work that you do, always think in your pricing, what would it cost me to have somebody else come in here and do this job, and factor that in, even if for now you are the person that's doing the work. So that's something I'm going through. That's going to be one of my tasks for, if not this week, then next week, to kind of redo my pricing structure as if I was an instructor that I had to pay. So that is my resource.
Okay. Did you learn that? Did you read that? Did you hear that? Or was that one of Jackie's pearls of wisdom?
She lived it, man.
That's School of Hard Knocks. So I'm living it now. I mean, it's even to the point of some of my clients, I have to send them emails and say, I'm sorry, and I may no longer be able to offer this service for you because now I have to pay somebody else to do it. The price has just gone, skyrocketed. So yeah.
All right. Okay. With me, I shared a few things. Like I'm going over my software that I'm using now. That Portense.com site. I think Johnny, did you look at it? The title maker software.
And that was great. I loved that.
Just really for coming.
Please, somebody explain to me what all that was about. I looked at it and went, eh?
Well, if you write anything, like if you have to write advertising, or if sales, even, like if you're trying to get people's attention and you're trying to come up with a different angle on a subject matter just to grab people's attention, I liked the one that came up. It was like 10 ways that fitness coaching crushed in the last 10 years, and the next 10 ways it's going to crush in the following 10 years. So it's like I could write a blog about that. The only keywords I put in was fitness coaching. So I can, it just came up with this idea about how fitness coaching has been great in the last 10 years, and now what's going to be the takeaways, the great things in the next 10 years. So it just comes up with random things about whatever subject you might think of. Some of them are kind of silly, but again, I think it's really designed for blog posts or emails, to have people respond to them. But again, you can start conversations that way. You can use that in a lot of different ways. It kind of takes you out of your box, again, of how you're thinking of things. So again, as an introvert, it's like, well, yeah, it's just ways of thinking differently, and they can be applied to advertising, social media, what have you, even if you're just trying to think of a different way of approaching a subject matter. So
can I ask a question? Does it give you put in a couple of keywords and it gives you the title for what you have to write about? Is that right?
yeah, I mean, cause I have to get on my screen share for my other one now, but let's go ahead and take a look at that. We can get on it. Because, yeah, that 22 Social I'm using recommended this one as well. And important.
Could you remove the little box from the screen? Thank you very much.
Okay, so you just go ahead and I could say
type in language school.
Language school.
See what comes up.
How language schools made me a better person.
Oh,
That's a
wow.
great title.
Oh.
See, and then it
Six-
explains what the words mean.
Yeah, 6 reasons you should be talking about language schools.
Oh.
Folk remedies for improving your life using only language schools.
Man. What's that?
So see, it'll take you out of your box. 19 myths uncovered about language schools.
It's a great article.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm convinced. That's it. That's good.
So that one is a good one. The one that I want to share is, again, it was recommended by 22 Social. It's called Canva, and again, it's for graphics, and it's free. There's some paid stuff that you can get, make your things a little nicer. So I don't know. I'm actually probably going to show you a little more of this when I do my presentation, because this is built into the thing that I'm using now for my advertising. But anyway, I'm not going to waste time going through it because I'm going to show you what I did. But you can pick out backgrounds, different colors, different text designs. You can see all the stuff people are using now, the large, different fonts, different size fonts, different elements, shapes, that type of stuff, badges. This is all free, so you can import your own pictures. You can use photos they use. You can do layouts, collages, and it's all free. And like I said, they do have paid stuff, but a lot of the stuff they offer is free. So this is a great resource to use. It could be for party invitations, but it could be for business stuff as well. And it's canva.com, canva.com, and like you'll see when I do my presentation, it's built into my ad software. So let me go ahead and get back to stop screen sharing. Am I back?
Sweet.
Okay, so we shared all our resources, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead, and who wants to start on their progress for the week? Johnny, you seem to be grinding it out. You seem to be grinding it out this week, so tell us what you were supposed to do.
I don't know about that, guys. What I was supposed to do was a lot of things, including marketing. And I had a bit of it was a bit of a breakdown week, to tell you the truth. And I will share with you, and I guess while I have my face up here, I will just say, I kind of got to the point where I'm looking at this door hanger I'm doing. I had thought in the past, okay, about a month ago, I thought this door hanger would be great. I can walk around, listen to conference calls, I get exercise in, I can chat with people, yada yada. But then when I really got down to it, I mean, I kind of had a breakdown because I don't know marketing. Any marketing I've ever done has really been crap, and I don't know how to I don't know how to really be the funny guy on Twitter, the funny guy on Facebook, Snapchat, all that kind of stuff. And so I was just kind of I was so with that being said, what also happened was I have clients that rely on me to invest their money, and for me to spend 4 hours on a door hanger, that's time that I'm taking away from investing. So and that's why I really wanted to get my vision down, and so anyways, I'm not trying to bring anyone down, but I just kind of had a big coming to Jesus week. So I don't have anything defined yet. I know it's not very good mastermind-ish of me. But one thing I had thought was of all of this stuff that's in my head, I mean, to put it down into content and get it out there. That's why I was thinking of the emails. So I'm just going to share with you what I have been doing for the week, so you guys don't think I've been I've just been doing nothing. All right, so here I'm sharing my screen. Start. And it won't take very long to get rid of this box, right, Graham? You guys are still here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So here's the vision I did this morning. So after I did my 9-minute video, I basically listened to it again, and I put it down. I put everything down here, and I'm gonna work on chunking this, because what I really want is something really clear that I can market, and then that I can explain to others, and because I'm not really doing a very good job of explaining it right now. So this is basically me putting that into here. What else I've done is, and these were my notes that I was putting down in my journal before I did my video. I did this over the weekend, of kind of what the problem is, kind of the questions I threw out into the assignment. I kind of answered them here. Now and I kind of took a twist this week, but here are the investments. After doing all my research, this is what I was going to suggest to my clients that we invest in this week. And then this again was just kind of the reasons why. And I was going to put together an email to send to them on explaining why. I've never done that before, and that's one of the reasons that I started my own firm, is because I was only able to send out approved stuff, which was really crap. And the really good investors send out quarterly letters, and they really explain to their clients why they're doing what they're doing. So this is just more notes. These were the percentages I was going to invest in. And then, yesterday, then I got on a better way to invest. So these were all companies that only a small portion of the companies I'm looking to invest in. The ones with the check marks are basically, as I told you guys, I filter out. I look at everything out there, and then I break it down to what I know, what looks good, yada yada. So the checks are what are what have really. And then here's my portfolio here, what I had, and then all of these lines are basically me really reevaluating it, taking out companies that I no longer want. You can't see the highlights here, but highlighting companies that I want to double down on, and don't, these aren't recommendations, so don't invest in any of these. This is some companies I found that I already had, but I had only small investments in them, that I'm going to invest more in them. And then and then here is the checklist that I was telling you about. Basically, this is an easy way for me to say, okay, like this company SWKS. This is a quick way for me to say, okay, does it fit the parameters I'm looking for? And if not, and I do these for just kind of, these are ones I haven't got to yet. But those are ones that I'm looking at, and then these are just the work that I've done, looking at just different companies. I crossed this one out. I looked at it, and I'm like, I kind of got partway through it, and then what I want to do is get rid of companies like right away, unless I really have a feeling that, and the worst thing I can do really as an investor is to make something look good, that to be biased. So, I tried to be unbiased. So, and this is one that I really like, which is Allegiant Air. But there's just something about it right now that is just, it's not in a good place. Oh, and then also, like I sent that thing today, L Brands is not on here, but I listened to all of their conference calls, and I really wanted to invest in them because they have the pink undergarment that a lot of high school girls are wearing, college girls are wearing, but it just didn't make sense. So anyways, I'm going to go through this, yada, yada. And then this was a letter that I had put together. I was just going to send it out to my clients. This is basically, they just need to respond yes, that I need their approval to invest in them. So this is a letter that I was going to put out, and just before I was going to have my girlfriend kind of proofread it, I realized that I didn't want to invest in these companies anymore. So I had to go. So then I had to really go back to square one. Well, which is fine. So kind of what I deal with. This is all I really have. I think the biggest thing that I deal with, being a how do I get out of here again? I want to stop sharing.
Call, I think, at the top of the page.
Okay, well, I'm trying to look for it. Let's. Oh no. So here we go. I got it. Stop sharing screen. So what I'm trying to get at here is you guys can see it. Now I'm off. Now I'm here.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I guess what I'm getting at here is that, I'm really only one man. I really need to find new clients, and at the same time, I really have an obligation. There's a lot of work that I have to do, to do that. And then I was kind of thinking too, compared to your businesses, you guys really have, mine's really a startup on something that's never been done. And so it's really hard. So that's that's just where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Sorry it takes so long on my stuff. And hope a lot of it made sense.
Good. I think you had to get that out of your head, so that was really good. What I want to do, because I have a hot seat, for somebody, every week I want to do somebody that we just give them brutal questions that they have to just
grill them, barbecue.
Yeah. So why don't we wait for Johnny to give feedback on that? Jackie, I think you kind of shared what you're doing right now, but why don't you elaborate, other than looking at what services you're expecting for what rate? What other things were you going to do this week that you carried out?
Okay, so one of the things I said I was going to do before this week, and I'm starting to share my screen, was to map out my process for the meeting I wanted to have for referral partners, to kind of introduce them to the business and stuff like that. And so this is what I did. I've actually hidden some parts of this document because I know it's going to be, because I know it's going to be recorded. But this is kind of like me mapping out, what it is that it involves. And so I just wanted to show this to you guys as proof that I've done it.
Gotta have that proof. That's right.
Yeah. the response hasn't been that great. People who have asked, what do you think about this? They haven't been that enthusiastic. But so what I've decided to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the PowerPoint presentation anyway. So that way, whenever I meet anyone who wants to refer and so forth through LinkedIn or whatever, I have a PowerPoint presentation. We can get on Skype. I can show it to them and explain my company and at least get that piece done. But I did go ahead and map out all the other pieces, even though I wasn't getting, great feedback on whether or not it was going to work. And then my other main thing that I put on the Trello group was not to get on Facebook until noon. And so I've done that 4 out of the 7 days. So that's my quick update. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. So that's that.
Are you
Okay.
ready for?
No,
so my
I-
feedback was.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I really didn't understand what that was before. I thought you were trying to do your own like B&I group, like business networking involving group. So what you're looking to do is that whoever sends you business, you're looking to give them kickbacks, basically. Yes.
Yes, affiliate commissions. And I'm looking to also educate them about this is what the company is about. This is who a good referral is. That was pretty much it.
Cool.
Okay. Well, she documented her stuff on Trello, and I think Jackie's on another level than us. She's organized. She's got her vision. We just kind of like a fan, Graham.
Yeah, keyword search. That was.
Thank you. Thank you. I did not record my keyword module. So right after Rudy said I have it all together,
The principal
Graham
comes
called
in.
me. Yeah, so no, I did not do my keyword research module for 2 reasons. Because I'm ramping up getting this new instructor to do her first course on Friday. And then secondly, it's so noisy in my office, I have to record like at 4 o'clock in the morning, basically. So I have 2 issues. I have to move my office to another part of the building that's not as noisy, or, figure out a way to do my recording at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Why do you have to record keywords? I'm a bit confused.
Oh, this was a course that I'm doing. So I'm actually recording a course. Yeah, so that's what that was about in the Trello, to record one module of my course.
So you're doing it through video, right? You're recording
Exactly.
and presenting
Mhm.
the information.
Yes.
Okay. What is there any special system or technology you're using for the recording?
I am using Camtasia mostly because most of it is screen sharing, because I go to different websites and stuff. And then I'm using a microphone called an IRIG mic with a pop filter on it. I'm just throwing these out because I figured Graham would understand what I was talking about. But it's like an IRIG mic with a pop filter on it.
Okay, super. And you recommend this to other people to use as well? Yeah, you're quite happy with it.
I am quite happy. Someone who was big time into this recommended it to me. And it's really easy to use. It plugs in the USB port because I know nothing about this stuff. So it's easy enough where I can use it. So yeah.
Okay. Super cool.
I'll just add, Jackie. In terms of that referral thing that you're doing, the affiliate thing, you had said that you didn't get great feedback from it. I mean, I think that instead of going out to live people, I think you should use us as your first. That's what we're here for. We're here to tell you whether it sucks or whether it's a great idea or whether you can fix this and that. So I would really highly encourage you to share that with us and get our feedback sometime.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
I will do.
Okay.
Yeah, I unmuted myself. I will do that.
Yeah, always post, in the chat or the page or whatever you want to do as far as that. That would help. All right, Graham, what were you supposed to do? What did you do?
Great question. I was supposed to work on the newsletter, so I did. I chopped as much out of it as I could, give it a bit of a redesign and a spring clean, and then it is as I posted it for you guys to see. So if anyone wants to give me a couple of seconds of feedback on that, that would be useful for me at the moment.
All right. I haven't looked at it, to be quite honest, so I will look at it.
Thank you.
Jackie, have you looked at it?
Yes, I looked at it today. I like the flow of it. It was, to me, it seems like it was really easy to read top to bottom. The only thing I said was at the bottom, that piece that's a testimonial, I kind of thought it was like your mission statement or something. So maybe format it differently. If the person would give you their picture, maybe put that there next to it, so folks kind of know even before they read it that this is a testimonial. That was my only.
Okay, great point.
Yeah.
Great point.
But it was a quick read and real easy flow, and I could choose if I want to click on something, I could, to get more information. So I liked it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think, and for me, I think I put everything on my kind of email comments that I was sharing. But I did try to click on stuff, and so I think I missed that. I thought you were just highlighting stuff. I think I did try to click on something, or maybe my version didn't click on. So I guess what you put out there was that it's a newsletter, and if you want to know about the summer course, you click on it and you get more information. Is that correct? Take you somewhere?
That's basically it. There are parts which take you somewhere, and there are parts which don't take you anywhere. So the problem before was that I said before that I have too much content in everything that I do. I put too much into it. So I'm just trying to weed out everything and keep it as short and as sweet and as simple as can be done. I want to get out and get some feedback from people, or I want to present something to them that gives them an opportunity very easily to give feedback. Basically, there was too much before, and what I want to do is send out the mail every week. I want one motivational graphic. I want to put a link to one video. Then I want there's links to the school if people want that, and any special courses, and that's it. It's a way for me to keep in touch with my students and to say thank you for being part of the school, and here's something for you.
Do you have any analytics to monitor what's being clicked through and what's being watched, like if the video is being watched completely, or?
Yeah, MailChimp will tell you what color t-shirt they're wearing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let me go ahead and screen share again. What was I supposed to do? Well, I created my funnel. So this week I was supposed to get the advertising organized, and just like last week, I got a bunch of resources together, and then my Freedom U released a tutorial on AdEspresso, which is a Facebook advertising platform. So very quickly, it goes through how to create a campaign, just like a lot of different things. So I'm just going to go through it. I named it 1 week free membership, and this is just for me, women 50 to 60. It's automatically bills to my Facebook advertising account. I only put in a few tags like they recommended on the tutorial. I just put weight loss and Diet Coke, which was the few that they actually use for some of their weight loss products. You can have whatever you're advertising go to an external website, the right-hand column, which they don't recommend that much because a lot of people don't look at that, or lead generation, which is a more specialized. They say mainly what they recommend is external website, and that's from my Freedom U tutorial that I was able to watch. Okay, after you do that, you go to the ad design. You can pick normal carousel. You pick the page that you want it on. I want it on my Rudy's Health and Fitness business page, and basically you write the ad. It's the headline, the ad text, and then if you want a picture or a video, and then these are the variations I made. Now I'm going to go right back it has Canva built right in. So you can pick from your gallery, but if you don't have something ready, you can go ahead and click on that, and it'll take you to a Facebook template, and you can design from there. So, you know, you can basically, again, like I was showing you, go through the text and the photos and everything. And like what I did, I have my uploads here. Let me show you real quick. So, you know, I had that. I can put a picture in. I can put, I'll just put text really quickly. You just pick some text, and you can basically play with how you want. This is a very versatile graphics editor. It's got a lot of templates, and again, you can mix and match. You can put stock photos. You can do anything you want. Everything's editable, and it's really versatile for what it is. And like I said, it's free, and but they do have some paid stuff, I guess, to make things more fancier, which I don't know what it would be, because this looks good. And I could publish it. Once it's published, it basically goes to this, where it's one of the advertisements I put together. So you can make as many as you want, and you can split test them. You can have it go. This goes to my 22 social gate that people are going to. They click on the ad, it's going to go to the gate, and it's going to offer that free 1-week membership. They log in with their Facebook, I capture the lead, and then it takes them through the sales funnel from what I showed you last week. So again, button display, and as you're doing this, you can scroll down, and it shows you how your ad is looking. So that's how it's going to look on Facebook. So if I say, like, some of these are a little small, I would probably go ahead and redo this. But it shows you how the ad is looking as you go. And then you can look at it on a mobile feed, Instagram, Audience Network, the right column. And after that, you go to the next step. And basically, this is where you get your audience. So what I did was, because I'm in Long Beach, for locations, Long Beach, Los Alamitos, Signal Hill, I'm in Signal Hill, I chose the English language and females 50 to 60, and college grad. I put a few extra interests in. A lot of my clients love dogs. They play tennis, they play basketball, or they golf. And there's other things you can choose from, but it took it from a list of like 100,000 people down to about 1,000 people I can reach within a 10-mile radius of where I'm at. So this partly that's typical Facebook demographic targeting. And then where do I want to test? Well, locations and placement. You can choose a few different things. And then from the 3 graphics, it created 36 different types of ads. Just meaning that some of the fonts are larger, some of the titles are larger. The images stay the same, but just the way they're formatted in that little advertising box, they change a little bit. So they do a lot of split testing with that. I did the minimum $12 per day. It's scheduled to go out on Saturday morning over the weekend. And for right now, as far as optimizing it, I did automatic optimization. This is something I have to look into, but you can go ahead, and again, there's a lot of tweaks you can do. The tutorial I looked at was more of an overview, but as far as bidding and impressions and cost per click, which is a lot of stuff I'm not that familiar with, especially on Facebook, you can go ahead and look at. And then you can either choose to save it as a draft or go ahead and publish to Facebook. Right now I just have it as a draft, and it gives you the summation. It's the 1-week free membership, and I have 1 headline, 1 text, 3 images, 1 URL, 1 link description, 1 call to action. And if I wanted to look at them all just to review them, it'll take me to this. And just like I said, it's a little different variation of everything. Say, you'll see these fonts are larger versus this. You know, just the titles, just a few things are bigger or smaller as far as what they do to the ad itself. And then it just gives you the audience that I created and the budget that I have. And again, just for right now, I have it saved as a draft. So the one thing is, they were at Freedom U University. It's Ryan Lee's entrepreneurial online membership site. They just did this this Ad Espresso tutorial yesterday. So again, everything I did before, I just changed it to that. They're going to have 2 more tutorials on advertising and repixeling people that go to your site, which again, I don't know that much about. So they're going to release those 2 tutorials in the next week. And so I'll be able to get a little more information on that. And I will stop sharing screen. So I'm happy with what I'm doing, because what my goal was to automate everything as much as possible and streamline it so it's easy for me to do. And even like having the ad thing set up and being able to use Canva to import new ads and design them within the advertising platform, and then to do the demographic breakdown and the optimization of all that. That's all in Ad Espresso. It's right now I'm on a 14-day free trial. It goes to $49 a month to use that service. So right now, as far as Ad Espresso is $49. For 22 Social, it's I think $79. So it's about $130 a month that I would be pouring into those advertising costs. So at the moment, I'd say for my website and everything else I'm doing, that type form, that survey funnel type of thing I was using for my website, I'm around $200 a month in software costs for advertising. So I see, like, if I do capture 1 new client a month, that pretty much pays for my my overhead as far as advertising. So once that's up, that's my next goal, is to get that actually live. So, but everything's pretty much the advertising there, the funnel set up, everything's ready to go. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, so I have 2 things for you on
Yes.
feedback. Number 1 is, oh yes, and let me say them, then you can answer or answer later, whatever. But number 1 was, you had some kind of accountability that you wanted us to hold you accountable because you had some I guess resistance to actually posting this, and you wanted to, and what happened to that? And then number 2 is, I wonder, and I don't know, but I wonder how the pictures affect your response, because obviously you can have, your fitness, you can have a picture of Jillian Michaels, for example, or you can have a picture of kind of your existing clients, and maybe your existing clients actually attract more people like that. So I don't know, I was kind of throwing out there, I wonder how I would if I was your target market, what I would think if I saw your photo, if I saw those photos of your existing clients.
Well,
then I don't know.
Yeah, 2 things. 1, on the tutorial itself that I just watched and got this all set up, the guy that owns it, the guy that did the tutorial owns a website development for fitness trainers. It's something that I've looked at from time to time. They're based in the UK, and he uses Ad Espresso for advertising for the websites he develops. So, and he actually used some stock photos for the advertising on the tutorial, but he's like, I'm using stock photos right now, but I'll tell everybody right now, photos from your actual gym and clients and you training them actually you're going to get more leads if you actually use your own pictures. So he related that on the actual tutorial. And second, with the Facebook thing, even though like I live off organic leads, well, this is kind of an extension of that. I'm kind of sticking to what I know. Like my clients are going to be the ones that are really promoting this for me. These links to the gate to get other people through, and even it's a community, so people are going to see some of the people they know on these ads. So it's good for me to have those people basically advertising for me that are actually going to the gym. So, and again, the wonderful thing is like, and it's been such a hurdle for me. Like I did post that. I'm like, I have to get these ads. Okay, well they're scheduled for Saturday. Like finally, I will get them. There's a $12 budget for 2 days, $24. I will see what happens, and I will have 36 different variations and see what kind of click through. The only thing I need to do for the next day or two is to test to make sure that the link to the advertising is going to the gateway. The gateway is working properly. Basically, all the steps are in place and there's no hangups. But it is I have to go from the draft to saying yes, go ahead and publish it as a campaign. So I just wanted to go over it with all of you before I did that. Like we were talking about Johnny's abracadabra. Like I didn't want to have an abracadabra moment.
Oh.
So,
oh man.
So I'm like, I'm willing to throw $24 into the wind. And the thing is, I didn't show you this, but yeah, it has extensive analytics. It'll show me which ads actually people click through, and then from there, 22 Social will tell me how many people actually went through the sales funnel. So I'll be able, it'll be basically, I'm looking at it as a $24 marketing analysis of how I'm starting out my ads. If I get any leads, if I get any real leads from it, that's going to be a huge bonus. And hopefully I'll go from there and become a raging success. So, all right, we are getting a little short on time. Let's go ahead. Let's do Johnny's hot seat really quick. I have one question, Johnny.
Yes.
It seems like you still have a huge passion for what you're doing that's making you money and is helping your clients. I know you see this other market as something that's a good resource for those people. And I know it's like it was new. You're feeling out the process. It just seems like it kind of took you back to your center. It's like, I'm really good at what I do. Like I would like to do this. But it's really, and again, with any business, with any new business, is what I've learned is it's all about marketing. Nothing matters until you make that first sale. So and it sounded like you're not comfortable with the whole marketing aspect. You haven't gotten a plan for that aspect of it. And it seemed like you went back to center with, this is what's making me money. This is what I get juice doing. I'm listening to all this stuff. I'm figuring it out. I'm going to have these resources for my clients that are paying me, and I have that obligation to them. Do you feel like you're taking a step back from really wanting to move forward with that new business now?
That's a good question. I'm sort of, and I'll be fast. I'm sort of undefined. I don't know.
Okay,
I'm
Graham, do you have a question for him? Quick question. Hot seat.
If Jackie's got a question, go to Jackie first.
Yeah, Jackie.
Well, and here I will say this too. As I was thinking, as I was thinking of this hot seat thing, I mean, before all I was talking about was this replacement insurance thing, and then now I'm on the investing. You guys probably thinking like, what where the frick's this guy going with this? I'm done.
Okay, Jackie, you have a quick question for him.
So what are we hot seating Johnny about? I mean, are we on his idea for the investment services?
He went back to really working on his original, what he does for a living, and not really working on his new business. So that's my question. It's like, what does he really want to do it? Do you have any questions regarding that?
No, no.
All right, Graham, any questions for Johnny?
Not a question, an observation. When you were talking about you weren't sure about the marketing, uh, what went through my head was you seem to be in kind of full collapse mode. You just seem to be in full panic mode about the marketing, um, and that you decided suddenly to panic with it and not go through with it or bail out or not be sure where you were with it. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I just think that I'm not clear on really my vision, really for what I'm doing. Yeah, I think that is probably the bottom line.
How important
Okay.
is that vision in what you are doing? Is it possible to feel your way along, kind of blindly a little bit, till you get to something that is a bit more comfortable for you, or
Yeah, no, that is a good question. Yeah, probably. That's probably the best thing to do.
Yeah. Jackie, did you have a question?
Yes, I did. So where's the? I guess I'm just kind of following up on what Graham was asking. Where's the bottleneck? Is it that you don't have a marketing plan? Is it that you don't have the marketing vision for your business, like what's my USP and all of that? Or is it that you don't have enough time to do all of the marketing tasks? Like what is the bottleneck in the marketing part of it?
Yeah, the bottleneck is that I don't have time to really do effective marketing on my own, and I don't have the resources to pay someone to do it. Um, that's where the bottleneck is.
can I say something? That there's
Yeah.
you seem to put a lot of time and effort and energy into preparing a lot of things, and then just you didn't finish the hanger. You wrote the letter and didn't send it, which obviously involved collecting data and information from people. You haven't executed what you initially planned to execute. Now, does that mean that you're not going to execute it, or what does that mean?
That's a good observation. In terms of the letter, I am going to execute, just not those investments that I wrote. In terms of the door hanger, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's try and keep this to 60 minutes. And yeah, if Johnny or I know Jackie has to go,
Can I
but
can I
go
can I
ahead
add one more thing to this? I'm really sorry. I just
very
want to add one
quickly.
more thing.
Yes.
Is there any help that Johnny needs with any of these things? Is there anything that any of us can do to help him to define what it is he needs to define? So that's a question for Johnny. Is
Well,
there
I
any?
have I have
Oh, for me.
I have some things I want to say to Johnny, but I want to keep our meeting to 60 minutes, so I
Okay.
wanted to do that in the off topic.
It was just a
Let's just
question. Can I just get Johnny's answer to the question? I didn't
yeah,
catch
go
that.
ahead.
Oh, is there anything you guys can help me with? I mean, I'm sure there is. I just don't know what that is.
Okay.
Okay, we have to
Um,
define that then. Okay.
we got one thing on the agenda: mindset or BU philosophy. The only thing I think that's been pervasive at the moment is what Graham said. I think about a week ago: go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated, and we're still figuring that out. But I think I think it's all going to work out. There's a lot of love. There's just some disorganization, and hopefully that all gets straightened out as far as where we all came from, because that's our root. And I know Jackie's taking a little more active participation in helping out with the Don't Break the Chain challenge, helping Ramel out with some of the numbers. So we're still active in that stuff, and we're going to continue to be. What are we doing next? Well, for me, it's just pushing the button on that advertising. Johnny, I think what's next for you this week?
Let me get back to you guys on that.
Okay, Graham.
Um, Next, edit the text on the book, which I want to republish by the end of the month. I have prepared the text already. Now I have to go into the text and edit it. So that's going to be part of my work over the next week.
Okay. Jackie, I know you have to do that training module. Aside from that, anything that's pressing that must get done this week?
Um, no, I'll post in Trello. I think one of the things I really want to get done is this pricing list. But I will post it in the group and then I'll put it on Trello once I figure it out by the end of the day. And I can hang around for a few more minutes for the after party.
Okay. So let's go ahead and wrap up. That's about 60 minutes of success. And whoever watched it, hopefully you got something out of it. We're accessible through our Facebook page. The official name is All Action, All Results, or is it 3AR?
How about all actions, all results? I like the little S thing. Makes a big difference.
Right. Well, if anybody's watching or listening, if you want to look it up, we're available to talk. If you're a member of Reed University and you want to talk to us, we're accessible. So signing out, whoever watching this, thanks for watching. And we have Off Topic next, and I'm sure that'll be recorded again somewhere next to this one. So we are out.
That was specific.
Yeah. Okay.
Yay! Yay!
Johnny, let me just say this, okay? I come from a physical therapy background, 10 years out of college. I work with stroke patients, cerebral palsy, paralysis. Almost from the get-go, out of college, my boss told me I had a gift for working with people like that. Not just bedside manner, but the technical aspects of that.
Is that why you want to work with us?
Yeah, exactly. That it's like, he's like, you know, because I ended up not going to physical therapy school, but he's like, whether you go or not, that's a gift you have for the world. Make sure you use it. And right now, I'm not really using it as much. I mean, I'm still working with people with injuries, people with backs and shoulders, and anybody over 40. So in my mind, I'm always like, yeah, I have a client whose son is in a wheelchair. I know people that have clients that have or are involved in organizations, people with disabilities. I have veterans that you know, they're wounded warriors as well. So, you know, this is off topic. I don't have to rush now.
No. You don't. But I'm just falling asleep here, man. It's like,
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
where is
okay.
he going with that? Where are you going with that?
All I'm saying is this. I want to go back to doing that kind of work. Like, I keep saying that, yeah, I want to start and have this many hours doing it. But then when I look at things, I'm like, you know, it's very emotionally intensive. It's very work intensive. It's really just for charity because the amount of work involved, if you're dealing with a handicap, all the resources going to their medical bills. So it's not going to help me, you know, feed my family. But it is a gift that I have. I keep putting it on the shelf. You know, but I know it's there, and I know it's something I want to do, and I do have a passion for it, and I do have a gift for it. It's just not the right time right now. So I don't know if that's what you're realizing about the upgrading the life insurance thing. Like, it's a great idea. You know, like you've talked to enough people to know, like, hey, these people, this is really something people could use, but it's just not the moment you should be doing it right now. I mean, I don't know if that's it. I'm just saying for me that, yeah, I could really help a lot more people, but I just don't have the time right now to do it. And I just have to let it sit on the shelf for right now. So I don't know if that's part of your process and that's where you're getting to, because it seemed like, and when I think that, then I'm like, yes, I get my passion back for what I'm doing right now. And it seems like that's what you're doing right now. Like, you showed us all those, you know, all that printed data. Like, you really went back to, like, these are my clients, these are the people that are paying me, these are the people that I want to help. So I don't know if that helps you with your thought process or not.
Yeah, that's good, and thanks for sharing. And I will let me just kind of throw this out because I think I have an answer to Graham's question and then your question. I think I can clarify things a little bit. Is that yes, Graham? Am I starting and stopping? Yes, and the reason is that I feel like I have all these things to do, and when I focus on one, I feel like I'm not progressing in the other. And it probably is a bad habit. So that I'm working on this marketing. Oh crap! I've been ignoring the investing. I need to do that, and yada yada. The letter was just that's something I will send out tomorrow. Is just I had in the middle of it. I had found better investments that we needed to invest in. And I think to answer your question is that no, the replacement in insurance was always a plan, because the capital management is really where I'm going with my business and my vision. I mean, that's really what will be huge in the short term. I think when I first started this, I was looking for like funding and seed capital. And I think it just came to a point to where I was like, I need to self-fund this. So that was where my thought was on getting the replacements. And I'm kind of sorry, I'm going to go back and forth here, but the thought was that use the replacement insurance as immediate immediate income. And only service my existing clients, and then when I generate income for staff and different things, then I can and actually I'm putting this out now. Then at that point, then I can promote the capital management. That's my thought. So rephrase that is that right now my focus is my existing clients and the replacement insurance for seed money. Yes, Graham.
Question: how is your time organized on a daily basis?
Not very well. I work constantly, but it's not organized well.
Okay, so is it going to help if you take 30 minutes the night before to write down an absolutely specifically detailed plan of what you're going to do every hour on the hour for the next day?
I don't know. I will get back to you on that.
Okay.
That is a good point. And my problem is that things for me take longer than I set out to. Yeah, Jackie's she's shaking her head. So it's been my problem all along, where I would say, okay, I'm going to work on this, door hanger for an hour, and then I get stuck. I have to research. Then 4 hours later, here I am because I have to get this thing done. So Jackie, yes, can hear you.
Yes, I am unmuting. So, first of all, kudos on all the research you did for these different companies. That did not sound exciting, but you sounded excited about it. So, kudos for that. The other thing I wanted to say is that marketing actions take 90 to 120 days to gel.
I remember that.
And then the third thing I want to say is kind of piggybacking off what Graham was saying, is that some coaches recommend having focus days. So like Fridays, I work on my finances. Thursday, I work on my marketing. Wednesday, so that way you don't feel as if you're leaving anything behind. So you have one day to do your research, the other day that focuses on marketing. For me, that doesn't work because I'm too all over the place mentally. So what I did was, I have like 2 hours I work on marketing, 2 hours I work on finance and stuff like that. And it helps me not feel like I'm making progress in everything. But when those 2 hours are up, I have to stop.
Okay.
And then the last thing is I kind of defined these are the things that I need to do in order to be successful. And like I wrote them down, study IT, market, work on my business. And so that way I can take those things, blog. So that way I can take those things and parse them throughout the week. If I know I've got to blog in order to keep moving forward, what day or what time am I going to blog? So I have those essential 8 things that I've got to do to keep things moving forward, like research your companies and stuff like that, and so I put them, assign them to times or days. So it doesn't matter what specifically you could be doing to research the companies. You just know 10 to 12 I'm researching companies. And that helps somewhat with the organization.
Yeah, it seems to me that your unstructured thoughts come from unstructured time. That would be my observation. And I just share what I do is I have a plan for where I'm going to be and what I'm going to be doing every hour of my working day, Monday to Friday. And then when I set myself a task to do, I have a 5-minute timer. And I'm aware of every 5 minutes that pass in what I'm doing, which is probably why I'm able to pump out so much ridiculous stuff.
Good stuff.
So I set myself a very specific time to do everything. Of course, some things go over the time, but there is a little bit of flexibility. But there's a get it done in the time, and if it doesn't get done in the time, then you have to schedule another period of time later in the week to get it to get it done, and then you just move on to the next thing, and that way you can see what is working and what is not working. You can see what is moving and what is not moving. You can see exactly how much time you've spent on things and which things really do take longer, and which things don't work, and that's why we're here as well, to call us and say I can't get my head straight, and we'll go get on with it.
Yeah. Hey, and let me say this too. And a part of why I did freak out is I think I know E.T. That whatever that book Outliers. It was like you got to get your 10,000 hours in, and then I'm like, well, if I'm focusing on marketing, I mean I'm not focusing on capital management, and I'm not putting in those 10,000 hours that I need to. But but what you guys are both saying, because right now Graham's here and Jackie's here, so what you're both saying about structuring your time is actually huge, and I will take that to heart, and I'm going to implement that.
Jackie had something, I think, that she wanted to
Yes, quick question for you, Graham, and you're over here. Do you use an app for the 5 minutes? Like, do you put something on your computer that goes off every 5 minutes? I think that's intriguing.
I got my tablet here, and I got my tablet permanently set on Pinterest. It's scrolling through new ideas every 2 or 3 minutes. So I'm constantly getting all these new ideas that are coming in through Pinterest. It's just sitting on the desk, and it's just going through new ideas every time somebody posts up something. So that's something that's going on in the background. I got all these apps in here, and one of them is hybrid stopwatch and timer, and I've set it for 5 minutes. I was always trying to remind me things, and it just looks like this, and there you go, and it counts down, and then when it gets to the bottom at the end, it beeps, and I just press it and it starts again, and I'm aware of how much time is going on, and I catch myself daydreaming. This is why I've got this. I catch myself going, oh, I wonder, and then the alarm goes off, and I'm like, hey, focus, come on, you got a job to do, get on with it, get back on track, and stay with it. And it's a bit hardcore, but you can set it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you need. But I do 5 minutes because it's just like, I find that usually after 5 minutes my brain might be slightly drifting onto something else, and bang, I pull it back in and stay focused.
Hey, Graham, I'm going to jump in real fast and just say that my problem is that I'm on the internet all day long doing research, and one thing will actually, like, I'll come across an article that I really want to read, and then like 20 minutes later I'm like, what the frick, why am I here? I was doing this. I think that's going to help me a lot, so thank you for sharing that.
If that works, great. It works for me. I don't use it all the time. I don't use it all the time because I go totally crazy, but I use it as my
I know in the fitness industry, there's a lot of interval timer apps that you can get. With training, it's like usually it's a 30-second, but you can use it for anything. So just look up interval timers or anything like that, and you should be able to find it.
Yes.
So, well, Johnny,
Sorry, can I want to jump in one more thing. Sorry, just and then I'll let you go at it. It's
What?
Johnny said the 10,000 hours, right? The 10,000 hours. The 10,000 hours, from my perspective, are your work on you. So it doesn't matter what you do as long as you're doing something, right? So you're worried, oh, I won't get my 10,000 hours on this if I'm doing that. I won't get my 10,000 hours on that if I'm doing that. And it's like it's a whole holistic concept, I think, where the 10,000 hours are your work on you. So it doesn't matter if it's work on this or work on that, as long as you're working on improving yourself and your knowledge and your skills and your information that you can share with your clients. That's it. Sorry.
I had a question. The new business that you wanted to develop, have you already marketed that to your established clients? Is that part of their portfolio or resources? Basically, going with the list you already have is what I'm asking. Have you?
Yeah, right. And that's what I had thought. And actually, it wasn't a new business. Well, I don't know what you mean new business. What do you mean by what do you mean by new business? Like life insurance or capital man? Yeah. Oh, replacement?
Yeah.
No, in terms of replacement, all of my clients' life insurance is optimized. So there's nothing new that I can there's nothing new there. There's no cross marketing. I mean,
I know like it may be a completely different market, but like for me, yeah, it's like I get referrals from my existing clients. Can you do that with yours, or do you do that with yours?
Well, and that's a thought that I had this week. Just in terms of the, I'll be fast. I was thinking that by generating this investment out of my head onto paper, sharing it with my clients, even in a newsletter or even just for investing, that maybe that they'll share it with someone else. They'll be like, man, this guy's really insightful. I really love how he's breaking things down for me, and then that will get shared. I don't know if that answers your question. Yes, Jackie.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I used to work for a guy who had, who was very wealthy, and he ate all that stuff up. Like the newsletter type things you're talking about with investment recommendation. Oh, he ate that stuff up. He loved it. Mm-hmm. And yes, he did share it with his people in his circle.
Mm.
Well, this is something that I do with my clients. It's like I do massage therapy too. Like everybody needs some kind of work on them. So I don't market it, but yeah, I've offered it. So I don't know, maybe half my clients get massages on a regular basis. But I mention it and they do it. Like you said, you've already done that. You've optimized it. So basically it already is part of your business as far as the optimizing their health insurance. I mean, their life insurance. Okay, so if that's already part of what you do and it's already part of your business, when you market what you do, as far as what you do for your existing money-making clients, do you weave that into what you say? Like if you do a blog post or if you do a talk, or like even if you're talking, to people, social party, do you weave in, well, I do, I handle these investments for clients, and then I also make sure that they're handling their money well, with one thing being that, I'm optimizing their life insurance. I mean, do you weave that into your marketing message wherever it is that you do your marketing?
I would have to say yes.
Okay. So basically it already is a part of your business. You just wanted
Yeah.
to, you're just having difficulty marketing that aspect to cold leads.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. Well, that's a challenge. I mean, but it is, yeah, it is part of your business already. I get that part.
Yes, Graham.
Your video that you did today, I really enjoyed watching it, and I know it's not about enjoyment, it's about information. But the reason why I enjoyed it is your enthusiasm to present information about a topic which is interesting to you really comes across in the video. Now you're saying you're having problems with, laying out information, writing things that you have to send to people. There's always the option to make a little video and send them the video, and the video will be you talking directly to them.
Yeah, that is that's a good point. That's something that I have wanted to do.
Jackie
it's just
on my
on the
screen
list.
is over here, so Jackie's
You're
Yeah,
pointing
there
to
too, I'm
Jackie
like-
on my screen, yes.
okay. Okay, Jackie, you're up. If you wanna make a comment.
I just wanted to say I think that's excellent because you show passion and enthusiasm for a subject that some people may not show that for. I think the videos is an excellent idea. That's all. That's why I was doing this
Okay.
thing for.
Yeah,
Okay.
your enthusiasm comes across, and you might have to refine it and do it a couple of times to get it right, but you'll probably enjoy it more than sitting and writing, and people will find it easier to consume the information at the other end, I imagine. And so, give it a try between now and next week. Make a little video for us that you would make for your clients. Make a little video that explains the market, what's happening, what you want to do, and put it up put it up for us to have a look at, and we'll give you a little critique, and we can take another step next week.
Okay, fair enough. Yes,
And-
Jackie.
And just a quick resource called rev.com that they mention on the mastermind calls, because what that can do is take your videos and they'll transcribe it. It's $1 a minute. So you do the videos, they can do the writing part of it because they just transcribe what you said.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, and then let me ask just a technical question. When you heard my video, did the voice was the sound okay?
I'm a pedant, and I noticed absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. So it must have been
Okay.
perfect.
Because it was basically iPhone microphone. So okay, thank you.
It was fantastic, and at the beginning of it, I was like, oh, this is interesting for me. Wow. Yeah, because you're like I'm here for the small investor. I'm here for the small person. And it really came across very well. Which when you're reading a text like that, it doesn't jump off the page most of the time.
Yeah.
So you work with what you're good at. I'm sure ET's
Yeah,
got
I
something
think
to say
I
about
think
that.
you have a lot of resources, and I think research. Just like with me, it's a major talent for you. It's not just a skill. It's like you're good at what you do because you have a passion for it, which you're good at it. The way you research, like you can disseminate, something that's worth investing in, what's not. So I could see like the door hanger and the whole abracadabra and this and that, and it's like, well, where am I going? What am I trying to do? What's my plan for this marketing? And it wasn't where you're coming from, and what you're like you're basically like content-based marketing is I think what it's called, where you're really using your information that you've culled from all these companies and telling your investors and your clients, this is what I'm seeing the trends are, this is what's hot, this is what I think is going out. That's your content marketing. Like, use that knowledge. If you want to, again, like if you want to drip feed it and say, instead of saying like that pink garment or whatever it was, like, trends in the fashion market, come to my blog and see what they are, just so you get people in like just, but yeah, just always be pointing towards where your passion is as far as your marketing. Like for me, uh, the big thing for me is to talk, and I'm not shy about talking in front of a camera, but I get nothing out of it. But that's why I'm doing this. Is like I'm trying to get more comfortable and making it a a regular task that I must complete. Uh, but what I'm doing is I'm really just relaying the content of what I do already as far as training people. So yeah, I think it's just trying to tweak your marketing, but the core of the marketing should be what your passion is already. So you know, if flyers and public speaking and door hangers hasn't been your thing, then it doesn't need to be your thing. It could be like writing about exactly what you said, or posting the video, or elaborating on that video and making it a small course. Just your content is your king as far as I think where your marketing ideas should be coming from. Graham.
I'd like to challenge. I'd like to challenge Johnny to make a plan for his days. Like a plan. You could be an hourly plan or a 2 hourly plan. I'd like to challenge you from when you get up to whenever you want to break for your personal time in the day. I'd like to challenge you to make that plan and for yourself. And if you want to share it, share it. If you feel like you'd like to share it, you can share it with me or with anyone else in the group. And I challenge you to do that as a point of structure between now and next week, because I think that'll help you focus on your focus. The challenge has been laid down.
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I think you're a researcher. That's what I am too. Even though I train people, I got my degree in history. I love research. I find one source, and then I want to move on to a next source, and then well, what was the source of that? So, and then it wasn't your initial impression to get three sources through this topic. But by getting to that third source, you come up with the key idea that is the takeaway from the entire process. So yeah, I mean, I think
Bye bye, Jackie.
Yeah,
She's gone.
I think sometimes it's okay to, like, all that wander are not lost. It takes a while to come up with that idea, or that's not really the idea. The idea was underneath it here. But I agree with Graham, because I do fall under the same thing. It's like I can sit there and watch, which I really don't do because I get bored after a while. I've done it for too many years, spending so much time in gyms. I'll look at YouTube exercise videos. I'll look at, strengthcoach.com. I'll look at, therapeutic exercises for hips. And it's like, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this, I know this. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I know this, I know this. That's not what I'm going to do, but now I know what I'm going to do for this person. And all of a sudden now I have a new protocol for a hip rehab. But it took kind of wandering around and kind of doing that research. Like, I can't say I'm going to spend 5 minutes on hip research on YouTube, because that's not going to get me where I need to go. But at least, like what Graham is saying, like, okay, at 5 minutes, realize that, yes, you've done it for 5 minutes. Have you found anything? No. Do you want to commit another 5 minutes? Yes. And like, at least catch yourself every 10, 20, half hour, whatever, saying, okay, this is the time I allotted, which is something I should do too. Should I continue in this vein? Am I getting somewhere, or should I move on to my next task?
Right.
So at least have that stop, where it's like, okay, I'm kind of formulating where I'm like, well, that was interesting what they said in that last article, but I need to go to this other one. Yeah, I want to continue. Or it's like, nah, I've kind of not gone anywhere with this. I'm not finding any diamond dust. So, at least that. So, I mean, I agree. Yeah, I should be doing the same thing. So,
Yeah, and plans can change as well within these ideas. There's always a need to rearrange things. Priorities change. People call. People drop into your office. Unexpected things happen. So not everything is gonna hit hit the mark. But at least at the end of the week, you can say, I spent these many hours doing this. I spent this many hours doing this. What is the most important priority? What do I need to
Yeah.
spend less on? What do I need to spend more on? And just you filter yourself into the right direction.
yeah, and just like I was saying before with the website, like all that content, you don't have to SEO maximize, do ads. Like if that's not your thing that you want to do with it, it's still good content. And if you're saying blog post, this. Oh, by the way, I do help people, improve, optimize their life insurance. If you want to learn more, and then there's a link to all that material you already wrote. Like you don't necessarily have to promote that website, but you have that content. Again, you're maximizing marketing your content that you've already established. So. You look like you're definitely in deep thought, Johnny. Tell us what you're thinking.
Oh no, it's all good stuff. I know. I'm taking it all in. I think what you're saying is brilliant. I've taken notes, and no, I'm listening. So I think it's good.
I think it's one of those things that as entrepreneurs, that's part of that ceiling that we're hitting is okay. Well, we've hit where as far as we can go. One thing we can do is hire people so that we can stay at this level, but we can spread out horizontally. Well, we can go up a level, but I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy going up a ladder, escalator, an elevator. It's like, what's the most enjoyable journey for me to get up to that next level? And this thing is with me, I always see like that's why I came on and created this group. My weakness is marketing, and I'm wanting to automate it. And now there's finally some tools that I've finally found that hopefully going to work. Where it's all like one or two pieces of software, and that's all I have to worry about. So it's one of those challenges. I think and then you got your vision thing going on too. So just like what Graham was saying and what I've said before, once you really start talking about it, you realize that maybe this isn't really what I wanted. I wanted that, and then you start to change what you want. Because I talked to Graham on Tuesday, went through this whole thing about if I could just be a fisherman in some village somewhere and I knew my family was going to be cared for the rest of the generations, I'd be completely happy. I don't have a lot of material ambitions, and as far as travel or different things, I've traveled to the places. I went to England, I've been to Europe, and I haven't been to Slovakia yet, so I got one more place to go. Yeah, it's like, and next time we go up the coast to visit my family, I'm going to try and arrange to stop by and see you. By the way,
Good. That'd be great. Where's your family?
Up in the Bay Area.
Okay.
You're where exactly?
I'm right on the one. I'm right on the 101.
Yeah,
Right next to Pismo Beach. Yeah, on the
yeah, that's what I
101.
was thinking.
So
Yeah,
unless you go the 5 route, you'll pass right through me.
no, my favorite place in the world is Cambria.
Wow.
Yeah, I love Cambria. If I could retire there eventually, whatever, I'd be completely happy.
That's
So
my area.
we always go up and stop there for at least one night or 2 nights. So, but my point was, I got off topic. Oh, like I was saying, like I've been to the places that I've wanted to go. Like I've been to Ireland, I've been to Italy, I've been to everywhere. It's like I don't have a lot of things I want, so it's hard for me to find that why as far as gaining more financial stability. And the only thing is, yeah, it's to ensure that my family and generations after have a much better established foundation for education and experience and sense of managing their money. If once they get some, I'm in the process of still trying to get mine. So it changes. Like I could say, oh, I want to have a great gym, or I want to have 500 members in my gym. That changes all the time for me. Like I said, that working with the handicap, that changes all the time. So be okay with letting it change as far as your vision as well.
Legacy. That's a key word, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Trying to leave something behind. I was making notes today from the Secret to Success podcast. What does it say here about legacy? A change to your destiny is a change to your legacy. I thought that was an interesting thing to think about. And also, what also popped into my head, it's a great Steve Jobs quote that everything around about you was created by people who were no more intelligent than you are. Don't let them win. Right, you gotta double down on the things that you need to do for yourself. I think we all have to do that, and refocus, gather the troops together in your brain, and give them very specific marching orders. And,
Yeah.
and head in the right direction.
I think that's been an issue with me is I've never been very competitive with myself, but not really competitive to beat the next guy. But that's the society we live in if you're going to elevate, because it's very competitive culture, and that's the culture I'm living in. So I have to, I guess, be more aggressive on certain things. It's like I can't say take it or leave it. It's like let's all be friends. It's like no, everybody wants to be number one. It's like okay, well, I'll do what I have to do to at least be in the running.
Yeah, and I go back to something that I said earlier. Focus on what you can do and what you're good at and don't worry about the things that you're not feeling so confident about at the moment. If you're not confident about the writing, don't worry about it too much. See if you can find a way around it. And if eventually you need to work on it to make it better, then you need to work on it to make it better. There's usually no way around things. We just gotta find a way through it, or work with it, or develop our skills in some way, or ask someone else to help out.
So are you referring to my writing skills? Because I love to write.
Oh, okay. No, it was just I think with the letter that I don't know. Maybe I picked up the wrong thing that you said. It was a bit of it took some time to write it, or maybe you didn't enjoy the process. I don't know. I got that feeling. I'm sorry. Maybe that's wrong.
Oh, it's okay. No, it did take a long time to write. I did it. I thoroughly enjoyed the process.
Okay.
But I did say before was that I didn't learn grammar very well in school. I was screwing around, so that's why I have to have my stuff proofread, because I have no idea how to really write
I think that
paragraphs and stuff.
I don't know any intelligent person who doesn't have their stuff proofread. It's just a normal process. It's a natural part of the process. And
even still, there's plenty of typos in books everywhere, even when they're proofread. Yeah.
I'm finding stuff, like even when I redid the newsletter, there was stuff that's been on there for like 2 years, and I was like, oh, there's a spelling mistake there. It's just like it's been there for 2 years.
Yeah, that's part of the process. Yeah. What? Because I know you follow Tony Robbins, Johnny, right? I mean, as far as
I did, yes.
What, from that perspective, how do you see this whole process you're in at the moment? What would that philosophy call to you?
Yeah, you know what? That's a good question, but at the same time, I've gotten away from the Tony Robbins. I've just you know, I think when I joined BU, even though there's a question of action, I think that people in BU go through the hard times and push through and become better, um, just with sheer will. And I think that the Tony Robbins concept is to try to make your brain, get yourself through it. And so anyway, so I can't really say there's a Tony Robbins. And I'm in the Tony Robbins group. I'm getting out actually. I'm not really seeing the people there, and I hope this doesn't come public, but I just
Stop recording.
uh, oh yeah, well you can edit it out, but I just don't really see really taking a lot of action or really growing as much as there was a group, and it kind of changed. So I think I'm getting a lot out of this, and yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Answer your
Well,
question.
by the way, because when I have talked to Graham and I've said stuff about BU and the situation we're in, knowing that it's recorded is helping me to process my media persona. Like at least being more at least being more fair and honest but it's diplomatic, I guess is what I was saying. Still trying to get my point across, but it's like, yeah, this is how I feel. And I actually sent. I mean, I can send it to you guys on the chat. I sent a message to Balaji about this whole thing yesterday, because again, somebody was asking him about, well, you're not an employee. Well, who is? Or then Balaji in another post was like, Rudy, there's this one of the people that I actually already spoke to has questions about being an entrepreneur. You've got your group going. Can you help him out? And I'm like, has anybody listened to the situation? You know, it's like I am happy to help people out as long as I'm not going to get threatened to, in the way that I'm doing it, or it will be explained to me how they would like me to do it. You know, So I mean, I am more than happy. Like in the end, I don't really care what they think. I'm at that point because they're not sharing what they think. They don't share their policies. They only share what they don't like. So I have no problem. I had no problem talking to him. And we had a good conversation. Uh, but I sent a thing to Balaji saying, "This is the situation. This is what I want to see, and judging on the response I get, it's going to dictate how much I'm willing to participate." Because I'm not being asked to participate in my other groups. Like they're not set up that way. Everybody's working. Like Freedom U, everybody's got their process. No. Again, nobody's asking for monetization. Nobody's asking for anybody to join their membership site. But everybody has their stuff together, and you can go to their Facebook page and you can see like they are working. And this person's got a fitness retreat. This person's got uh, you know how to optimize on Instagram, whatever. A lot of it's online stuff. But and again, like I was saying, it's like there's not a lot of socialization. It's more just talking about business. And that's great. It's like everybody's doing their stuff, and it's like, okay, this is what I'm doing, because they have like Ryan Lee has a show me Mondays, where it's like, show us what you're doing, and so like people show what they're doing, and you can go and kind of look at kind of what they're doing, and everybody's doing. And I want to spend more energy in those types of forums. So that's what I sent to Balaji, and he didn't respond, which is unusual for him. I don't know if he's just not sure what he wants to say to me, but we'll see. Graham?
Yeah, let me make a few posts to the page and see what responses come. I mean, by posts, I mean the two little edits that I've made of 10-minute videos. Let me repost one of them and post another one to the Facebook page and see what kind of information and responses come back, and let me let, let me take a little bit of the heat if heat comes back this way, because I've got much less to lose in the situation, and I don't mind telling people exactly what I think. You're involved in all the fitness stuff, and you gotta to help a lot of people with a lot of things. So I think that what we're doing should be promoted on the main Facebook page as a group of people who are coming together to try to help each other in a entrepreneurial, business orientated, semi-professional way, and and then let's see who's interested and who if anybody wants to get involved, and take little steps forward and see if there's a way to share our information with other people who want to share their information with us.
Yeah, my take is, I mean, I do consider this a university. I want this, the model of a university, not a corporation. You know, if they're calling it a university, I want it to be handled that way, that the students have a say. You know, I went to UCLA years ago, and that was back when the whole anti-apartheid movement was going on. There was a whole shantytown of protesters, students, that occupied part of the quad for, I don't know, maybe a year or so, as protest, because the UCs were, the University of California universities were involved in business with South Africa at the time. So, you know, it was something to protest at that generation's time. And this isn't a protest, but if it's a university, I think the students have a right to dictate at least part of what's happening in the university. If it's just, you know, a corporation that's calling itself a university, that's another thing. If they're a corporation and they're going to say, look, don't mess with us, don't use our logo, we will shut you down. Okay, well, that's not really a university. You're just saying you're a university. You know, if that's the case, then fine. If you're really a corporation and you're not a university, I'll either accept it or I won't, you know. But if you're a university, then you should let the students dictate at least part of the policies, you know, and that's what I want to know. And yeah, I don't mind rubbing people the wrong way. I'm starting to get to the point, like with Balaji, I finally just said, this is not cool. And I think he didn't know what to say, and he usually has a lot to say. So he hasn't responded to me so far. And yeah, like I said, just what we've been saying for the last week, I just don't want to waste my time. You know, I got other things, and I love a lot of the people in there. You guys are like total friends to me now. You know, there's other people in there that I really care about. And there's a genuineness to it, and I want to, you know, I don't want to just like walk away from it, but I don't like it when Graham gets threatened. I don't like it when we're not allowed to express things, and they're giving us no reason why we can't. You know, I don't want to keep volunteering, and then, you know, if I do it the wrong way, they're going to say, don't do it that way. Well, then tell me how you might want me to do it, and I'll decide if I want to do it that way. So, you know, there's a lot of love there still, but you know, in the end, it's like, you know, we all have to eat. I gotta work, and I got other things I gotta do.
Yeah, look, here's my philosophy on problems. I've probably said this before, which is it going to be important in 5 years? That's my question, right? That's how I approach a problem. The problem is, how important is this problem going to be in 5 years? If it's going to be like probably not important at all, then the or probably won't even remember it, then it's just who cares about it, right? Because we forget about so much stuff
Well, that's
that
just it.
happens. That
Like for me, I mean, I again, something I was talking to Graham about. I'm not listening to the podcast. I'm not listening to a lot of the periscopes. I don't listen to the master. I don't listen to the calls anymore. I'm not absorbing a lot of what the posts are. All I'm listening to is all of ET's old tracks of the stuff that he allows to be downloaded from the website, Heart of Detroit, and all that stuff. The gospel stuff. Like, I'm still a big Eric Thomas fan. I listen to just stuff that he's spoken about. But I haven't been really listening to anything coming out of BU or anything that involves anybody else saying anything representing BU. Because I don't want to buy into it if they're not going to be supportive of what we're offering. I'm a Pride leader. I started the entrepreneur group, and now I wasn't sure about this, but there was two people that really wanted to do this. Like two of the people started going back to church because they've been listening to some of ET's gospel stuff, and so have I. I'm like, well, yeah, I kind of want to look at things from a spiritual aspect, whether you want to believe in a religious organization or not. There's a lot of value in looking at it from that angle as well. So we started, like three of us started a group together to talk about, like kind of returning back to that type of organized religion and what we're going to get out of it versus what people got out of it maybe 20, 30 years ago. And I'm like, okay, but I'm letting people know, this is just us. And, I didn't tell everybody. I'm like, I don't represent the university. It's just three people talking, and it's a Facebook chat, so it's not within BU's posting. So just everybody be aware that, because sometimes they prefer things a certain way, and sometimes they don't, and they're supposed to have a policy coming, but it's not there. And I'm just wanting to moderate this chat group just so everybody knows what's what. So, like I said, there's a lot of good there still, but I just hope the people that keep it organized see that if you're going to be a university, the students have to have a say. Or they ask for something and they're paying you, you really need to step up.
I like what Johnny wrote when everything first happened, which was something like, wait a little bit or take a step back or something, right? I don't know if you remember what you wrote, Johnny.
Yeah, I really don't.
Well,
I
actually,
like that.
My whole point was ET wants to have a Breathe University. I don't know how much he's paying attention to anything in Breathe University, but if it's something that he wants, and I'm a big fan of his still, like nothing's changed in my thoughts of him. He's still bringing it, like all the talks he gives before he goes to corporations, and he talks to high schools, to juvenile delinquent facilities. Like, he is keeping it real. He is doing the work. Like, he is genuine. I have no doubt that he's not genuine. So I'm only wanting to find some resolution to this BU thing, because this is part of his thing. And I want to, and if I can, I will. If I can't, then I won't. But it's because of him, because I'm still a big fan of his. That's why I'm wanting to put some effort into this still. Will it make a difference in 5 years? If ET wants to have this university be what it can be and I can help, yes, it will. But if they don't want the help, then okay. But I'll still be a big ET fan, Yeah.
I don't know. It's the Henry Ford quote: "If you think you can, and if you think you can't, you can't." Just thought I'd throw that back at you with the can and will and can't and won't thing.
It's not my decision. I can only do what I'm doing, which I am doing, whether they accept it or not. And that's what I said. I'll give it. I'll give it a few more weeks, and if there's no response, then it's like with Balaji. I talk to him all the time. He didn't get back to me. That's another strike. Okay, well, there's only so many strikes I'll take.
Yeah, I don't think it matters as much as uh, we of gathering things together, which I've done over the last week. I had to kind of archive videos and put stuff away on the net where people won't find it, and yada yada yada, and then create logos and rebrand everything. And um, if I have to do that, I have to do that. I'm not gonna, as I said, I'm not gonna worry too much about what people who I don't. Does that make any sense? What people who I don't know think? Is that even a sentence? I
Well, that's just it.
I
Like
don't even know.
I get what you're saying, but it's like, do you want to be part of the solution? I mean, do you feel there could be a possible solution? And do you want to be part of that? Well, if you don't want to be a part of that, I get it. You don't have to be a part of it. I want to be. I want to try and be part of the solution if there's going to be a solution that I'm happy with. If it's just like, hey, this is just the way we do it, take it or leave it. All right, as long as I know.
I'm a Buckminster Fuller quote. You make the you make whatever exists obsolete by building something better. Not worrying,
Wow.
not worrying about
It's huge.
yeah, not worrying about how it is, but by going away and rebuilding and coming back with a new logo and new energy and new enthusiasm and more ideas, and just blow the previous thing out of the water by making the new thing even better than it was before. That's my way of looking at it. And that's what I want to do with uh, if it is possible, with the permission of the group and the information, is say, look, here's a model that we've created for working together that other people can use. Let's go with it and see where where it leads to, because there are even potential business developments for all of us from using this technology and working together in this way. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, and I'll just say this too. I mean, when you look at "Don't Break the Chain," it's not Breathe University "Don't Break the Chain." It was generic "Don't Break the Chain," and it was actually, we took the group, which is fine. We had our own "Don't Break the Chain" in an entrepreneur group, but we branded it because we had no other logos. We branded it with, or the BUpreneur name. We're the ones that branded it BU.
It's a good point.
So I mean, what Graham's saying is like, yeah, we're doing something great. It was just we took the liberty of using the name, and we didn't have to, but we wanted that identity. But
Yeah, well, let's not let's turn the tables. Instead of us taking a little bit of a piggyback on them, let's leave it for them to take a piggyback on us if they want, right? Let's turn the tables around a little bit. Let's change our perspective a little bit. Let's not see it as a, it's turning the problem into the opportunity, rather than seeing it as a problem. The Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean quote: "The problem is not the problem. The problem is you're thinking about the problem." So I
and and on the same topic too, I hear about the mastermind calls that they say, at the beginning it was just 1, 2, 3 people, but now it's actually part of BU. And I want to say to that, I bet that started out the same way. Just a couple of guys said, hey, I like you guys. Well, why don't I mean, it's gone different direction, but at the beginning it was like, hey, let's talk about, let's mastermind our ideas, and I think it just became a part of BU.
yeah, I think that you you can't ignore things which are good in work. You just can't. It's ridiculous. So and um, I'm I'm interested in reaching out and contacting other people. I'm a bit worried about this small group that we have growing and how we would fit other people into it. I'm not sure how that would work out, but I know that we need to consolidate, work with what we've got, make it better, and reach out in a way at at the same time. You know, if maybe Johnny can make contacts with other people working in finance, get some ideas from them. Maybe I can make contacts with other people working in schools, get something from them. Rudy's probably already got 300 different little groups working and meeting and doing things, and there's
Fitness.
probably 100 other things that he'd like to do, but he's holding back on as well. So so I think that I don't in any way see anything that's happened as being in the long term negative. In the long term negative. Despite personally being frustrated by various things. That's a personal thing. That's my frustration. And that doesn't mean that the frustration actually exists out in the world. It just means that it exists somewhere in me. And Rudy's also right in doing the things that he's done to get clearer definitions of things. I've where I'm living right now, there are no rules. There are no laws. You just bulldoze through everything until someone tells you to stop. That's how life works out here in Slovakia. Oh, there are laws, but no one ever follows them, right? It just why would you do that here? I mean, everything like 99 things out of 100 are corrupt beyond people's wildest imagination of corruption, and that's how things work out here. And I've lived out here for quite a while, and I've kind of adopted the what I would call bulldozer mentality, which is just plow forward until, with respect, of course, and until someone says, hey, you know, you can't do that, because if you spend time waiting for some kind of accreditation, it's kind of a bit of lost time, and they like don't have time to waste, right? And I see Rudy's points with his business plans and his business ideas, and linking in with everything through BU, and it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. So what's the point? I don't know. Hey, everybody, keep doing what you're doing and keep going forward, and we'll get the information eventually, and we'll see what everybody thinks, and we'll just keep going, and what will be, and that's it. Does that make sense?
Well, no, I get it. I mean, you're saying don't worry about it. Like, it is what it is. And I get that point, but it's like,
That's it. Yeah, I just spent 5 minutes on don't worry about it.
yeah, I mean, I get that too. But I mean, if I call me an idealistic leader, in that, you know, I represent these groups, I represent these people, I started these groups, and you know, I volunteered to that university. You know, I didn't volunteer to that, and apparently I did not volunteer to that university. I volunteered to the Facebook group that is connected to the university, that is moderated by another student that is not affiliated with the university. So it
Doesn't-
doesn't
matter. I'm gonna push you on
go
this.
anywhere.
Doesn't matter. Does it
That's what I'm
really
saying.
matter?
You're just saying it doesn't matter.
There you go. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Nothing changes.
Um, maybe if I was in your position, I would be doing exactly the same as you're doing. If I was in your position, I would be doing exactly the same thing that you're doing. But I'm not in your position. I'm in my position, so that's why I can say what I've said. Because I'm not. Because if I was in your position, I would be going through the same processes, doing the same things, trying to get clarification on everything. But So I think it's perfectly in your position the right thing to do. But because I'm not in your position, I can stand here and I can go, it doesn't matter. It really,
Yeah.
it really doesn't matter. When I opened my school, I was, I knew nothing about the business world. Nothing at all. I'd always been an employee, never an employer. And I worked for this school out here, and the director called me into her office, and she said, "You know, not sure I'm going to be able to hire you after the summer. I'm just really not happy with the work that you're doing." I was like, "What?" And I walked out of the school that day and went, "Well, I'll just start my own school then, I suppose. I wonder how you do that. I have no idea how you do that." And went to a lawyer and sat down with a lawyer and asked him what the law was and what I needed, and went to an accountant, talked to an accountant about finances and how I would set it up, and went through all the process of doing it, and everyone said to me, that's the same, everyone said to me, "Oh, you can't do that, oh, it's too complicated." I lived my whole life listening to directors tell me how difficult their job was, and at the end of the day I found out it was all bullshit. It's not that difficult. And it's just about marching forward and not listening to what anyone else is saying and not worrying about what anyone else is doing. Those who want to go with you will go with you, and those who don't or can't won't, and sort of that's it, and you march forward and just keep going, because what's the secret of success? Not stopping. That's the secret of success. You stop, or you trip up, or you slow down, and you get caught. You don't get to where it is you want to go. So you keep going, you keep moving, and where necessary you speed up and push harder to get through everything. So I see this problem we're talking about as something that will only ever slow things down. And I want to see it more as an opportunity to grow, refine, replace things that need to be replaced, and keep marching and keep going forward. And so that's my take on it.
So do you look at it as an event or an issue that happened? It's extinguished now. What had to happen happened, and now it's over, and you moved on, and that's it. Boom.
I've said it twice before, and I'll say it again. The whole thing is childish. That's what I think. The whole thing is children arguing about things that children would worry about, where adults get shit done. And you just march forward and you say, I respect your opinion, but I'm allowed not to agree with it. And just...
Okay, then, that being said, why do you feel the need to post anything?
Because I think the group is doing good work, and I'd like to share the work of this group with other people within BU. So I'd like to take small elements of the videos and post them and say, we're a group, we're working with trying to solve our business issues. We'd like to reach out and contact anyone else who's interested in doing something like this, and maybe do some work with them in the future, and as a positive example to other people in BU that it's not just fitness.
Okay.
That's that, and I'm not nothing. And I like the concept of people getting themselves physically moving, because I think that then stimulates them to get mentally moving. I'm all for that, but I think I'm gonna say this arrogantly. I think I'm further down the road than that.
Well, no, like I feel we're coming from the same place where if the overlords are not on board, we're just going to do our own thing in our own little corner of the world, which nothing wrong with that. We do that all the time. I was just hoping this one time it didn't have to be that way.
It's kind of ironic, right?
If that's what you're saying, if you want to just move on and, the overlords are the overlords. Nothing's going to change, but we can still influence our corner of the world. I mean, that's how I live already. So we can continue to do that. I've got no problem with that. I was, like I said, in this one instance, I was hoping there could be a larger change, but you know, you don't sound very optimistic about it
Me,
or enthusiastic.
I'm enthusiastic for what we're doing. I'm not enthusiastic for other people's opinions that I can't change. Why would
Yeah.
I be enthusiastic for other people's opinions? I don't I I
I'm not
love.
asking for their opinions. I'm asking for policy change. Not I don't really care how they feel about the policy. I'm I don't care about their feelings. I care about the policy or what they. I don't care about what they think. All I care about is the policy. Is the policy going to change? Is the policy going to be dictated properly? Yes or no? If it's no, okay, fine. Let's move over. I don't care about them. I don't care about their opinions either. I want to know if there's going to be a policy or not. If there's not, then yeah, okay, let's move on.
Why don't you create your own policy? Why are you waiting for them to make a
Exactly. That's what
policy?
I've been doing my whole life. It's like if that's how it is, that's how it is.
Yeah,
I was just saying. I
it's
was
like,
hoping this one time maybe there could be policy change, and if not, then there's not.
well, there can be policy change if you want policy change. Then you make a policy change yourself, and you say, "I've made this policy change. This is what I like. I think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna stick with that." So uh, it, what you're waiting for other people to do, you could. What you're waiting for other people to do is the right thing to do. It's the right thing to wait to put out a question, to wait for a response. Everything you're doing is the textbook, right? You're following the textbook of what should be done normally and rationally in this situation. My experience of the world is it's not normal or rational. Therefore, what is normal and rational sometimes, unfortunately, doesn't get us as far as we want it to. So, I think that you get further by living life by your own rules than living life by other people's rules. Um, so, I I'm not. I'm not worried. I think this is the kind of problem that in 1 year you'll look back and you like, why did I even bother? But I don't know all the things that you know. I don't see all the things that you see, and you've got so much more information about everything than I have that I can let go, because I'm just on the periphery of everything. And because I'm on the periphery and I don't have all these contacts with people and I don't know everybody and I don't know all these things that are going on, I can let go of it. It's really easy for me to let go of it because I'm in a different position. Someone in your position can't let go of it, and that's totally understandable.
Yeah. Are you saying you're letting go of it but still participating by doing those posts?
Um, the posts are my exploration of the world. I think it's necessary to share what I think is a good idea with other people, and I can't imagine for any reason that anybody would be upset or unhappy at the group rebranding itself and presenting its information on the page. I think that would be kind of the sensible thing to do. Um, I, I, maybe inside I don't agree with it, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about something that I don't agree with. Why would I do that? There's too many other things to do. There's too many other opportunities to take. There's too many other roads to travel down. There's too many other things to
Well,
to
I
explore.
get what you're saying, Graham. It's like, one, I don't care what other people think, and two, I'm not worried about this. It's just all I want to know is black and white, policy or no. Not fine. I'm not worried about it, and I don't care what people think. It's like I get what you're saying, but those two things aren't in my head or heart as well. I just like there's certain organizations that yes, I believe there can be policy change, and others no, and most of them are businesses, and if it's like I said, it's their business, they could do it their way, but it's just like it would just be like when you left your job, it would be like you're not doing it the way I want you to do it. Could you please do it this way?
Mhm.
You didn't want to do it that way.
I think it's a
Start
good.
your own thing.
Okay,
I just feel like that's all I want to know.
let me give you another
You
perspective
want to
on
do it
that.
this way. You want to do it that way? Okay. Do I want to do it that way? No. But don't tell me, can you be a pride leader for don't break the chain and it's all about BU and it's all this stuff and ET was posting his stuff the first 4 weeks and then he stopped posting, and then say like it's all part of the university and then all of a sudden it's not. It's like, no, that's how it started. I am coming from a place where, yeah, it was 200 people. I don't even know if it was 200 people when I joined. And it was all about BU, and we were BU, and we are going to do all this stuff, and we are BU. And now it's like, oh, well, we're not, you guys aren't BU, but you are students of BU. You can do what you want as members of BU outside of BU, but could you please volunteer to help the Facebook group, even though we don't have a paid moderator? Could you help with the fitness challenge? Could you help with the entrepreneur? Could you help promote so that people keep paying their membership to us? Can you keep volunteering? But when you do something, we're going to threaten you with a lawsuit.
I agree with you. I'm gonna I'm gonna repeat something to you that someone said to me about this time last year. I was bitching and moaning to a certain extent about the situation in my life. And this person looked me straight in the eye and said, "You're more intelligent than that. You're more intelligent than that. You're more intelligent than these people responding. Why would you worry about people who are less intelligent than you, who might theoretically make some kind of problem? It's you're seeing it as a concept of policy change, and what I'm saying is that might happen, but I think you're more intelligent than that. I think you're so intelligent you don't have to worry about that."
But I'm not. That's the thing. I'm not worried, and I don't care what people think. I just want to know if there's a policy change or not. And I haven't stopped participating. Like I said, I started this other new group to talk about spiritual concepts, and I said we're not affiliated. I'm not affiliated. Let's go ahead and start talking now. Okay. And by the way, the first group I'm in, the Fitness Professionals Accountability Group, I let them know. We're told we're not affiliated. Just oh, okay, well that's kind of shitty. I'm like, well, yeah, it is. Well, that's how it is. Okay, well, let's go ahead and continue to talk. I mean, I'm on board with you with that. It's like, okay, well, if we're not affiliated, we're not affiliated. Okay, well then, don't ask me to keep participating. If I again, they're not dictating this. I have to see it, and that's where you're right. I'm not being intelligent with this. I'm not letting it sink in. It's like I'm volunteering. They're not asking me to volunteer. And even if they're asking, I can say no. They're not saying it. You have to pay your $19.95 or the $200 I was paying originally, and you have to participate and you have to volunteer. Nobody told me I had to do anything. So yeah, that was me. That was coming from me. So yeah, as far as my own intelligence, yeah, I wasn't seeing that. So you're right about that. So if I am going to approach it, I get what you're saying. It's like if we all pay our money to be on their website and to participate in the Facebook group. Um, let's get out what we want to get out of it, and if we want to create our own groups out of it, let's create our own groups, and we'll get out what we want. You know, and that may not be their intent, but that's part of the benefit of being part of the group. If I want to volunteer anymore to moderate a group, that's from me. That's I can say yes or no. So I get what you're saying. I mean, it's I'm processing it and I'm getting it. I'm getting where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's
worried about it though. Don't stop. It's not like that's going to be like the fitness word.
yeah,
Stop saying that.
yeah. I did repeat that a lot. I'm sorry. It's I'm aware of the fact it's not true. I have to get that through my head as well. I have to not say that as well. Yes. Um, uh, let's call it.
I'm disillusioned. Disillusioned.
No, no. You want clarity, is what you want.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, clarity at least. And if the clarity is what it is, then I was disillusioned for a while, but that's partly on me. So
oh, you want clarity, and what's happening is I don't know what's the word, obfuscation, and
yeah.
and um, my experience with people is that they give you what they want to give you. So the reason why we have obfuscation is because that's what they want. They want obfuscation. They're not interested in anything else. So it is what it is, and I don't. I'm really interested in trying to take negatives and make them into positives. And originally, when it first happened, I was like my absolute initial first reaction was negative, and then I was like, check myself. No. Let's refresh. Don't worry. Rebuild. Get on with things. It doesn't matter. If there's clarification, there's clarification. If there's not, there's not. I only worry what I can. Me. Worry is me. Okay, it's not you. I'm using the word worry for myself. I'm not using it for you. It's got nothing to do with you. It's not connected with you at all in any way. The only reason the word is appearing in the conversation is because it's reflecting my emotional state. I am not gonna worry about something like that. Clarity would be nice, but whatever happens, and it's such a nice group of people here to communicate with and talk with and share ideas with and work with that I'm going to focus on the nice people. That's what I'm going to focus on. I'm going to keep my focus on the nice people that I like to share information with and hope that by sharing information things will grow. And so far for me it has in a great way. I've almost my life has entirely turned around in the last 2 or 3 months in terms of being really focused on things. And there's things that I've done in the last month that maybe would have taken a year if I hadn't tuned in to this group that I'm working with. And so it really means a lot to me that everything continues in as positive a way as possible through the group. And there are negatives that I'm going to ignore at certain points, and maybe it's not a good idea to ignore them, but it's sort of like it's sort of a conscious choice of let's be the positive mental attitude and just go down that road, and hopefully what we give out flows back. Blah.
No. No, I get that. I see it more. I see how you're saying it, and my like I said, my idealistic yet uh, unrealistic, my idealistic slash unrealistic view of what I thought was going on, and the concern I thought people might have, and the welfare and support uh, for organization. And
Well,
it's half of it's on me. I get that. I get that now, which is something I might not have gotten if I hadn't spoken to you. So that's good.
yeah, you're searching for how much of you exists within the group. That's what's happening. And I think what you're finding is that there's less of there are less people who have your mentality within the group than you would like. That's sort of my simple analysis of the situation, and that's annoying. that's
Yeah.
that's a really annoying discovery, and it's it's I don't know. Maybe that's maybe that area of understanding and growth is what you get out of coming into a group like this. I don't know. I don't know. It's I never I never know exactly which way the conversation is going to go and which point is kind of the most important thing. But I just want to focus on the fact that I'm really happy to work with everybody. I'm really happy that there's a uh, that 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 there's someone who can lead the conversation in the group like you. I'm happy that Jackie and Johnny can give their contributions. I'm happy that someone's prepared to give their time to listen to me, and that's what matters. That's what matters to me.
Right.
Well, those things are really important to me. So, I'm not gonna. It's like I'm not gonna worry about what my neighbor's doing in their garden, even though they live next to me. It's kind of their garden, and it does matter. It does affect me. It does affect my property price. Blah 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 blah. But I'm not gonna tell my neighbor what to do in their garden. It's their garden, so I'm just gonna leave it, and that will be that. Uh, Moving on. Should we move on? Move on to something else. Move on to something else. Um, have we have we killed every possible topic that we could discuss this evening?
Well, the one guy I was telling you about who had the entrepreneurial dilemma, I think his name's Tony Patterson. You might
Okay.
look him up. Let me. But he was interested in at least coming on. 'Cause I said I don't know if it would work to have more than four people on, but as a guest, or to I can send you the link to our conversations, and and I said, and we sometimes have casual Tuesday conversations. It's only one or two of us, or two or three of us. I guess one would not be a much of a conversation. Um, I said
You
they're
could
more
try.
casual on Tuesday, so that's a possibility too if you want to participate in the more casual a conversation on Tuesday. So um, my phone just froze. So it's Tony Patterson. I'm pretty sure that's his name. You might
Well,
look him up.
yeah, we can. Yeah, I'd be happy. I'm happy to make myself available on Tuesday and Thursday for whatever discussion that people would like to have. I'll make myself as available as I can. That might mean some Tuesdays I can't, but I guess we'll try to harmonize wherever possible. Um, and yeah, I'm happy to discuss things. I'd like to be able to, whatever discussions we have, whatever little meetings we have, I'd like to be able to record them all, archive them all, and I'm not saying put them up on the internet because maybe some things will not be good enough quality and whatever, but where possible, there might be interesting discussions, bits and pieces here and there, some little 5 minutes that might be useful or pertinent to the ideas of business and maybe business philosophy as well. So that would work for me, and I like being part of the creative process. So if we can do something like that, then that'll be cool. And we have to go forward with not just our kind of business ideas, but sort of ideas within the group, and explore things, share resources, do whatever we can. So yeah, that's cool. That's a better. In fact, that's a good idea you had. A good idea would be bring people to an informal conversation first, before they would be allowed into like the full recorded meeting and stuff. That would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
To me.
Well, that's what I was saying. I feel like, especially this last one, I think the hour we did was much denser, good content. I think there's a lot more that we got through that we haven't been able to do before, as far as and it's good. I see Johnny, like, he's processing so much right now. So like it's good for him to get out of his head, just to verbalize
I
that
thought he was
stuff.
going to have a bit of a breakdown there at some. He kept talking about breakdowns, and I was thinking that's your mental state, mate.
So hopefully, yeah. I mean, he's refining his vision. I have to watch this video. I guess I have to do my own. Maybe even today, just to get it out of the way. So
Yeah, it's one of
yeah,
those.
that's about it. I think I got to pick my girls up from school momentarily. So, but thank you, Graham. Honestly, that kind of helped me through this whole process of just processing, because I know I'm idealistic and I don't get it when people don't see. But you should all do this together for a greater cause. And it's like, that's not how the world works. Even if people do it for a greater cause, it's because they're doing it because they want something. They're not doing it for their fellow man a lot of times, and I get that. And I have to get out of that. When that does happen, it's great, but that's not a consistent pattern. So I have to get out of that. I can't default to that when these situations happen. So, I mean, I probably won't even post it. I'll probably email it to the powers that be at BU, just saying I would like a policy, what the policy is, and just a response, a yes or a no, if you have it. And second, are you ever going to have a paid moderator on the site? I just want those two questions answered. And however much I choose to participate, it will be as a student, and there'll be no teachers or staff anywhere within earshot, because that's how they operate. So if that's how they operate, that's how they operate.
Yeah, just ask the basic questions and never, just like never present their big mistake was presenting a consequence if actions were not followed. That was a terrible thing to do. So I mean, so obviously we need to be careful as a group not to make that mistake, because that's the same mistake that they made. So, and there's nothing wrong with asking a few polite questions. Saying, "Hi, we had this little unexpected incident within our group, to make sure this doesn't happen again, and we don't step on anyone's toes. Could you clarify these 2 points for us, just as a just so that we can clearly take the right steps we need to take forward. Uh, please and thank you, and then just see what evolves. I mean, idealism is. I don't know. It strikes me as kind of like dreaming, yeah. And dreams are great when they're yours, right? But we don't ever really seem to fit into other people's dreams, and so.
Well, no, I think it is very parallel. Like you're an idealist, you're a dreamer. Uh, it's true, but that's how I operate. I mean, wouldn't it be great if we had an entrepreneur group that shared the same ideals as Eric Thomas? Wouldn't that be great? I mean, isn't that a dream? I have a dream that there will be 4 people that can come together and have a accountability group, and we can record it on Skype. Sometimes those dreams happen, and that's how I function. So I mean, I will always come from that approach. That's who I am. But yeah, it's good that I have people I can trust who will ground me in the reality of certain things. So I thank you for that.
No, you're very welcome. I am constantly grounded by the good people around about me. So I expect that to continue. So
Mhm.
so that's great. Well, have a good one and have a really good rest of the day. And I guess through the wonderful world of communication, we will be in touch with our various projects and bits and pieces all going on.
I would definitely take a look at that Canva.com, because that's I see you playing with the graphics and things, and it's got some really good tools on it. And it's like I said, I don't think you need any of the paid stuff. There's a lot of graphic ideas and fonts and designs and all that stuff for anything that you're looking to make.
Yeah, I've got it written down somewhere. Give me the name of the tool again.
Canva, basically, it's Canva. So it's like like Canvas, but they took the S off.
Okay,
Canva.
okay. Okay. Yes, I will add it to my list of tools and things. Cool. Thank you very much for running us through the meeting and everything today. It's really appreciated.
No, I think it was a really good one. Best so far. All right, I will be speaking to you
Soon.
All right.
Soon.
There.
All the best, mate. Have a good one.